Okay, so it's time to run over how to do removal of your crystal toes, because as often as a client is going to come in to get them done, they're going to also need to get them removed. So we are going to use an old nippers that we no longer use for nipping cuticles. It's a little bit more blunt than the other ones that we have. And we are literally going to start on the outside ones and pinch the crystal in between the side of the nippers. Now that will take most of them off. You'll be able to see them popping off here as we go. But some of them, most likely the ones in the center where the gel will be a little bit thicker, those ones will stay on. So let's just see what we can get off first of all with our nippers. So sometimes they need a little bit of a wiggle, a little bit of a pry. You can see some of them popping off far easier there than others. So I'm just poking the edge of the crystal there at the minute to try and get it off. So any of them then that don't come off with your nippers, you're going to take your blunt file again and you're going to start filing down over them. Now this will blunten your file even more, but again, like that, you're only going to be using these files on one person, so it doesn't matter if it blunts down your file. And what we are doing is we are going to file a little bit, try to nip. If we can't nip, file a bit more, try to nip again. You want to make sure at this stage you're only filing at the crystal and at the side of the crystal. You don't want to be filing on the actual natural nail here. So you're going to be swapping between your file and your nippers. Do also be aware of friction when you are filing. If you file too fast or too much all in one go in one section, you can heat it up and it will sting the client. So just be a little bit careful. Just having a look, see if I can get any more off. If not, go again with your file, take it down a little bit more. Worst case scenario, you'll have to file the crystal totally off, which is also a complete possibility. You can do that if you have to. But most of the crystals will come off with your nippers. And if they don't, you know they weren't going anywhere anyway on your client. Filing at this stage is totally perfect because once we get these crystals off, we're going to have to file the remaining bit of gel off anyway. So don't be worrying about filing the nail at this stage. Just make sure you don't ever file the natural nail, that it's only on top of the gel and the crystals that you're filing. And there we go, one more off. We're almost there now with the crystals. Removal will probably take about 15 minutes. When you're filing, if you need to, don't be afraid to pull down the side walls of the nail, just to make sure that you don't hurt your client. Almost there. Now. So now we just need to get the gel totally smooth, get all that gel off. You can leave a little layer behind to protect the nail. Especially like that if you're doing them again, if you're taking them off and putting on a fresh set, don't be afraid to leave a little layer of it behind just to strengthen up the nail. You want to try to avoid completely 100% removing it anyway. Leave a little tiny bit behind just to add strength. So you can see I'm being really gentle there with my file, and again it is a used file, so it's not very gritty anymore. Especially not after buffing away at those crystals anyway. Almost there. Keep filing. Perfect. So a little dust off, and voila! We are removed. It's as simple as that.